Hello, hello, everyone. We have a guest today on the podcast. I'm happy to introduce Killer K, musician, producer, and crypto enthusiast, is going to share with us some stories of his travels to Asia, him releasing an NFT with Oscar T, and why he has so much faith in the XRP network and OpenSea. I know on this channel, a big theme we push is financial freedom and learning different ways to take advantage of different opportunities. So first of all, I want to welcome you to the channel. And please, can you tell me
Oh,
when you first got into crypto?
okay, cool. Yeah, I first got into crypto back in 2017 when I first bought my first Bitcoin. Well, not a full Bitcoin, but I bought like a decent amount of Bitcoin, like 0.000 amount of Bitcoin. It was about 2,500 rands worth of Bitcoin that I started off with. And then I started accumulating Bitcoin over the time. I started with a platform called Luno. Everybody knows Luno. They've got a headquarters in Cape Town, right next to Standard Bank. But yeah, I started on Luno. It's basically an exchange where the average person, like a retail investor like me and yourself, we can go and purchase cryptocurrency. You see, so I started on Luno and I started trading, but I wasn't more of a trader. I was more of a person that I would just buy the Bitcoin and I would hold it for some time and just wait for the value to increase, and then I would sell at a profit. So it's basic buy low, sell high. That's what I was basically doing. And then after a while, Bitcoin became a bit slow, and I was also buying Ethereum at the time as well. And I was using it like for transactions and stuff like that. Because most people that buy Bitcoin and Ethereum, they don't use these cryptocurrencies for transactions or for actual payments. They just buy it and hold it, hodling. Hodling is a term that we use. It stands for hold on for dear life. So a lot of guys just hodl it. Even if it's crashing, they'll still hold on to it. So yeah, we just that's how I started. And then once I started noticing there was a how can I say this? The Bitcoin network started slowing down because there were a lot of miners now adding onto the network, and the network was becoming very slow. So then the same thing started happening with Ethereum as well. And then I was like, no, man, there needs to be an alternative to this. So, and then I saw Luno released, you could buy XRP on Luno. So then I started researching XRP, like what is this about? Because I'm a firm believer that you need to do your own research when you get into crypto, because you can't just rely on other people giving you tips and stuff like this. You need to understand this for yourself. You need to put in the time and the effort to do your own research. DYOR. So yeah, I started doing my own research into XRP. I bought some XRP. I started off with $500, and then I started using it for transactions and stuff like that. And when I did my first transaction with XRP, I sent to another buddy of mine. I just asked him to download the Luno app, and I wanted to see how fast the transactions were and how much the transactions were going to cost. Because at that time, Bitcoin, for me to send like $100 worth of Bitcoin to like a friend of mine, I was going to pay about $100 in transaction fees just to get that amount to him. And at that time, I was like, this is ridiculous. It's not supposed to be working like this. This is supposed to be the future of money, but the transaction fees and the time that it takes to get there is slow as hell. So then I was like, okay, no, let me test out XRP. I sent a transaction. Okay, it was from Luno to another Luno wallet. It takes time. There's a bit of a delay because it's not a private wallet. You see, it's an exchange wallet. So, but the transaction took about, I would say, about 5 minutes. Not that fast via Luno to Luno, né? But it was faster than Bitcoin at the time. So then I did more research, and I found out that you need to get a private wallet for XRP to utilize the full speed of the network. You see, so then I found this wallet called the ZUM wallet that you can download onto your phone. It's spelled XUMM ZUM, and this is a private XRP wallet that you can download onto your phone. And the thing with the XRP network, if you want to use a private wallet, you need 30 not at the time you needed 30 XRP to activate the private wallet, you see. So I accumulated and I got the 30 XRP just to activate the wallet. And then once I activated the wallet, I started doing transactions with the private wallet to see the speed. And I sent my sister some XRP using the private wallet, and it was in her wallet within 2 seconds, and it cost me less than 0.000 of a cent. So it was basically free. And then I did another transaction. I told my cousin in New Zealand, I told her to download the wallet, and then I sent her some XRP. I sent her 50 XRP, and then that XRP was in her account within 2 seconds, and that was from South Africa to New Zealand. Within 2 seconds, I sent her over. I think it was at the time it was worth $500, the XRP that I sent her, and it was in her account, in her wallet within 2 seconds, and it cost me less than a cent. Because I know how you have you ever tried to like send money from, say for instance, because you were living in Japan, from Japan to South Africa or vice versa? It was a nightmare. Am I correct?
Totally, totally. Your story is so interesting. I'm trying not to interrupt. I'm just taking mental notes as you're telling me about it, of the ZUM wallet and just the convenience of sending transactions to different parties around the world. And I've got a friend I actually need to tell this information to, because we need to send some payments to Japan as well. And we're trying to figure out how to do it with Visa. And
nice.
So my ideas are just going off like crazy right now. And your story, I have a few questions about it. So that particular time, 2017, I believe we were just coming off of the big Bitcoin boom from 2016, when Bitcoin first hit 10,000 US dollars, and everyone thought many people thought it would never hit that amount and it had reached its limit. And many people thought they'd missed the time for crypto. So what made you at that time? Who were you speaking to? Were you around other crypto heads? What made you feel like now, after this boom and the markets crashed again, what made you think you could get into crypto then?
Okay, my whole motive was I needed to become financially free and financially stable, and I believed that because I witnessed this whole Bitcoin thing blow up, because back in 2002, I lied. In 2010, a homie of mine introduced me to Bitcoin, and he asked me for 5,000 Rand to invest in his Bitcoin mining rig. And back in 2010, Bitcoin was basically not worth that much. And then I never paid attention to it. And I was just like, nah, dude, I'm not going to give you the 5K and, just F this Bitcoin thing. I didn't believe in it in that. And then I looked back at it and I did calculations from 2017, looking back at 2010. And then I was like, shit, if I had given that guy the 5K to invest in the Bitcoin mining rig, I would have been a multi-millionaire by 2017 easily.
Yeah, you'd be easily.
And that's when that's when it clicked in my head. I was like, flip, I need to get into this before it becomes mainstream and before it gets even bigger than what it currently is, you see. And that's when I got into Bitcoin officially, and in 2017. But then I saw that the network was slow and the transaction fees were high. And that's what directed me to Ethereum. And then Ethereum started showing the same problems that Bitcoin was showing, because they all work off proof of work mining, you see. Whereas XRP doesn't use mining technology, because all the XRP that's ever available, it's already available, and it doesn't rely on mining, because Ethereum and Bitcoin rely on mining, which eats a lot of electricity. And in the future, a lot of these governments are going to be against technologies that eat a lot of electricity, because they're going to push this green, eco-friendly, environmental agenda on the world, you see. People are going to be stopped. Exactly, and if you're using Bitcoin, you're still supporting an old technology, you see. And also another thing, while I was researching XRP, I discovered that the developers of XRP, the main developer, the guy by the name of David Schwartz, he was one of the original developers of Bitcoin. So why would one of the original developers of Bitcoin leave Bitcoin and create XRP?
Was there genuine
You know what I'm
evidence of
saying?
that? Wasn't Satoshi Nakamoto the original
No, you
original?
see, Satoshi Nakamoto is a alias
Yeah.
that a group of developers used to hide their things, you see. But
Yeah.
we discovered that David Schwartz, the creator of XRP, was part of this group of developers.
Okay.
You know, you can even research David Schwartz. This guy
Okay.
is a mad genius, you see. So what I discovered was these guys created Bitcoin as a demo, as a test run, you see. And then Vitalik Buterin, the guy who
Ethereum.
created Ethereum, that guy used to sleep on the couch at the developers of XRP, and he stole the code and created Ethereum before XRP was fully developed. You see? So that's why XRP's not XRP, Ethereum. That's why Ethereum's running into all these problems right now, where the gas fees are really high because mining and electricity costs have gone up. Electricity costs have gone up around the world, and this whole Russia-Ukraine thing, electricity prices in the UK have shot up 50% in the last month now. 50%. Inflation's increasing heavily. And I believe that these so-called elites created XRP and Bitcoin. They first released Bitcoin as a demo to see how it's going to affect the market and how it would work, and to see where all the problems would lie. And then while that was out there, they were busy fixing and developing XRP to become the new global reserve currency. Because XRP is going to be the world global reserve currency, because in the future, once the dollar crashes, the dollar is going to crash because it's hyperinflated by the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve of America prints out dollar bills like it's going out of fashion, basically. And that devalues the currency. And currently now, the dollar is the global reserve currency. But once that global reserve currency crashes, everything else is going to fall like dominoes. The housing market, commodities, flipping forex market, stocks, bonds, all going to crash. Boof. And when that happens, that's what a guy by the name of Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab is the CEO or president of the IMF. This guy released a book called The Great Reset. And in that book, he talks about a new cyber pandemic that's going to come and wipe out the internet and crash everything. And when that happens, we in the XRP community, we call that the flip of the switch. Because this guy, Klaus Schwab, he can flip that switch at any time, you see. And once that switch is flipped and everything crashes, they're going to introduce CBDCs after that. Central bank digital currencies, right? And these CBDs are going to be a form of crypto, but owned by the government. And that's going, and they're going to need a bridge currency to bridge all the different CBDs from each different country, because you'll get like a digital dollar, a digital pound, a digital rand. They're going to need a bridge technology to bridge those CBDs together. That's where XRP comes in, you see. XRP is going to be the bridge currency for all these CBDCs. And the nice thing about the XRP network is, in the future, company stocks will be tokenized on the XRP ledger. So Tesla stock will be tokenized on the XRP ledger, and you'll be able to buy and sell and trade those tokenized stocks on the XRP network. You see, so it's going to be crazy. Like, it's this thing. Like, we predict this is going to be the greatest shift in generational wealth in human history. You know, because that's what I'm telling everybody. If you are currently poor and struggling, or having a tough time with inflation, stock up on some XRP, get yourself some wallets, because in the future, the governments and the banks won't allow you to purchase XRP, because the developers from Ripple developed this for banks and governments. They never developed for retail investors like you and me. And now, because of the SEC case against Ripple, the SEC is suing Ripple. Because of this whole lawsuit, see, the price of XRP has been suppressed on purpose. Like on purpose. It's the better technology, it's faster, it's cheaper, and it can handle way more transactions than both Ethereum and Bitcoin combined.
Wow.
It's the better technology. Like it's like even there's a bank in Japan called SBI. That bank is already using that bank's already using XRP for cross-border payments between Japan and the Philippines. Like, come on, bro. Like, you can go Google this. It's not conspiracy things, dude. Like, these major banks around the world are already using XRP for cross-border remittance payments.
Wow.
You know? But they're keeping it hush. You don't hear about XRP on the news and stuff like this, because the mainstream media wants to keep this stuff a secret, bro. It's like crazy thing.
Wow, Killer K, you have done a very impressive amount of research looking into things like the Great Reset, looking into Ripple, looking into even Vitalik Buterin, and so many interesting crypto things. So to our listeners, you might have to watch this a couple of times to really dial it in well. And I like that you've also given a very good investment strategy on what to do, something for the long term. I first saw XRP when Dogecoin was going really crazy, and I was scrolling through the crypto app, and I looked at which cryptocurrencies had done major moves. And at one point, XRP was going for, I think, 33 US cents, and it went all the way up to $1.72. And just that volatility as the SEC regulations were going on really made it as, it was quite a wild ride. And I think in future, because I just go for a different bundle of cryptocurrencies, a bit of this, bit of that, bit of this. And if one of them 10x's, then it justifies diversifying. So even Dogecoin, Shiba Inu coin, all of the crazy ones, it's just the opportunity. If you just have a big enough basket, one of them may 10x or even 100x. So crypto is so wild. Now, please tell me about this NFT you've done with Oscar T. Was it difficult? Was it challenging to make? Because you have got a very technical mind and you understand how these systems flow together. That, and because you're also a music producer, so you've got a very good understanding of systems. How was it making an NFT? And would you consider making NFTs for people? Should people reach out to you to make NFTs for them? Or
well, on the XRP ledger or the network, we call it the ledger. It's very simple because the way it started out was my friend Oscar T. He's a vocalist. He was originally living in China, in Shanghai, and he was performing there. So he went to Shanghai and he started working there, and then afterwards he started becoming big there as a vocalist. So then he started doing mainly corporate gigs in Shanghai. And then we started hooking up, via Instagram first. And then he told me that he was going to Venezuela with his wife, because his wife is from Venezuela. So I asked him, once you're done in Venezuela, will you be coming to South Africa before you head back to China? So he said, yeah, he's coming back to South Africa for good. He's immigrating back to SA with his wife. So I was like, okay, cool, man, let's hook up and let's work on this track together. And then I'm going to release this track as an NFT. And then he didn't even have a clue of what an NFT was, So I had to explain to him it's a non-fungible token that runs on either the Ethereum blockchain or the XRP ledger. So then I was doing research at the time into Ethereum, but then the gas fees were too high because I was going to release the NFT on OpenSea. OpenSea is a platform for Ethereum NFTs. So the gas fees were ridiculous. I was just like, no, this doesn't justify the money that I'm putting into the project, because I still had to pay for studio time and things like that, and marketing.
Could we maybe add some numbers to it? So if, for example, you wanted to sell your NFT, I don't know, let's say for 1,000 Rand, how much was that going to cost you in gas fees?
In gas fees, I was going to pay close to 2.5K.
So it was going to cost you more than the NFT was worth just to put it on the network?
Exactly. That's when I was like, this is dumb.
Oh, I see. So the NFT would have to gain to at least 3,500 in value just to be justifiable.
to break even. Exactly. So
I see.
I was like, this is dumb. Like this whole NFT, it's like the NFT craze on Ethereum is all hype, dude.
Okay.
Like people aren't being honest. Like I've noticed the guys that are both like, especially those bored apes,
Hmm.
like I feel like there's gonna be a rug pull with those bored apes
I got
because a
you.
lot of people are buying them. Like I saw one bored ape, it was over bloody 15 million rand.
And
And
it's
I'm
all
like, are you
just
guys crazy?
speculation. You're buying it in the hope that it'll cost more. It has no
Yes,
actual
yes.
use. Okay.
There's no real world utility there.
Which is
Like,
why they
come on.
advertise it so hard on social media and they put it in different places. It's to just pump up
Yeah,
demand. I see.
yeah. It's not solving a problem,
Mm,
a real world problem. Like where XRP is solving cross-border payments.
mm.
It's solving a real world problem.
And at least a
Whereas
song, you can
Ethereum,
listen to it. At least you'll pay that much
yeah,
and
you
actually
can
listen
listen
to
to
it.
the song,
Yeah.
You can listen to the song and you can download the WAV files or the MP3 files,
Mm.
which are the original masters that I did
Wow.
myself,
Wow.
and the
And at
artwork
least
is
if it
there,
was
everything is
nudes, I'll be like, I'll tell a chick send nudes, then she'll send an NFT, and I'll be like, hey, at least she's making
yeah.
money.
But yeah, I released the NFT on the Sologenic platform.
Mm,
Sologenic is like a DEX.
okay.
DEX is it's an acronym for decentralized exchange.
Okay.
So Sologenic is a DEX that runs on XRP,
Mm.
and I released the NFT on
Okay.
Sologenic, and it
Sorry, just
cost
to
me.
recap. So you made it on OpenSea, then you put it on Sologenics for sale.
No, I was gonna first initially release the NFT on
Okay.
OpenSea, but then the gas fees were ridiculous, so I
Okay.
scrapped that idea.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, nah, I need to find another platform that will allow me to do what I can do, but with XRP, you see.
Mm.
And that's when I found Sologenic. Yeah, so Sologenic, I used their decentralized exchange to create the NFT. So I had to buy solo tokens for me to mint the
Mm.
NFT.
Mm.
So minting is the process of actually uploading and creating the NFT, you see. So you have to pay in Sologenic tokens, you see, to
Got
create
you.
the NFT.
So
So it
initially,
cost
did you have
me,
to
I
buy
think,
XRP and then convert it to Sologenic tokens and then mint your NFT with that?
that's correct. Yes, perfect.
Oh,
That's
wow.
what I had to do. I had to buy XRP first, convert the XRP into Sologenic tokens, and then use those tokens to mint the NFT on the network. You see, and
Wow.
then you can select on the network on Sologenic if you want to sell it for solo tokens or you want to sell the NFT for XRP.
I
And then I
see.
selected to sell it for XRP. You see,
Wow.
so yeah.
Impressive. Someone needs to make an NFT minting business because that's already a technical skill. So you have to have the cold wallet or the XUM, the ZUM wallet to get the XRP and
Yeah,
then use that to then mint on Sologenic to get solo tokens to then make the NFT. That's a business on its own.
that's correct. Yes. Yes,
Wow.
it's quite a rigmarole process,
Okay.
but once you get the hang of it and understand the flow, then it becomes like second nature,
I
basically.
see. So now when you wanted to
Yeah.
sell it, how do people now buy this NFT?
Oh, the NFT is still up for sale,
Okay.
so if anybody can just go onto Sologenic and search for Killer K featuring Oscar T. The track's called Believe, and it's a UK garage house track that I produced. And yeah, so anybody can go buy the NFT. It's up for sale. So yeah, for now I'm not like chasing a sale.
Mm.
I'm just proud that I managed to mint the NFT and put it out there because I feel like I'm one of the first artists in South Africa to push out my own NFT because not a lot of people or not a lot of artists, especially DJs and producers in South Africa, are even onto the tip.
Yeah.
And I'm like already 10 years ahead because I'm on
Yeah.
XRP, I'm not on Ethereum,
Yeah.
because people are only going to wake up to XRP maybe in 2026 or 2025
Yeah.
when it blows up and it's too late.
Yeah.
And one thing that made me very bullish on XRP was there's a lady by the name of Rosie Rios.
Mm.
She was the executive at the Federal Reserve.
Mm.
Her signature is on every dollar bill in existence.
Oh,
Her
wow.
signature. Like every dollar bill that's in circulation right now, not the old dollar bills. I'm talking about the new dollar bills that are in circulation right now.
She's like Tito
Her
Mboweni. Yeah.
signature. Yeah, it's like Tito Mboweni. Her signatures on every dollar bill. And she left the Federal Reserve to be part of the board at Ripple.
Wow.
So why would she leave the Federal Reserve, the place where they print the money, to go to XRP? And then she even said, I'm leaving the Federal Reserve to work on the future of money. She said it on video. When I saw her, when she said that, I was like, no ways, dude. This thing's going to be the new global reserve currency. And people are sleeping. I don't know, like everybody I've been telling my friends, my family, they all think I'm a crackpot, like I'm a conspiracy psycho guy. But then they don't understand the research I've put into this and where I'm coming from, like the insight I have, because I'm trying to help everybody. I want us all to win, because these elites are playing us like a game of Monopoly, So I'm watching these elites. What are they doing? Where are they moving their assets and money to? And I'm following where the money goes.
Yeah,
and
but the way most human beings work. Sorry to cut you off. Is hype over substance. If Steve Jobs came up to you when he had just started Apple with Steve Wozniak from his garage, and he says, Killer K, I have this idea. I want to make home computers. You would have looked at him like he was crazy. If
that's correct.
Larry Page came up to you and he's like, hey, I want to make this website called Google and a search engine, you'll be like, what's a Google? You're mad. Get away. There's no way you would invest. It's hype. It's when we see you on big billboards, we see all the hype, we see everyone loves you, and you've proved consistent progress time over time. But when something is still new, like when I first heard about Bitcoin, it sounded like some internet hacker stuff, something out of the Matrix. I didn't trust it. And I always thought it would last maybe one more year and another year. It's only when even Elon Musk was talking about it, that's when I was like all in. But previously I was like just putting one toe in the water, because so many people have been burnt by scams and things that they thought would be the future, but then weren't. So I completely understand playing it safe. I don't want to tell people, no, you're a fool, you missed out. I really feel that when you are ready, and my time is different to your time, is different to everyone else's time. If NFTs only work for you 10 years from now, then do it then, as long as you feel safe and comfortable. Some people must only invest in real estate. Not all of the risk return profiles are for everyone. Some people must only do stocks, and that's completely all right. Then some people such as yourself can do anything and they'll make it work. So I'm a no pressure kind of guy. Like when you're ready, you'll do it. If not, then just to finish off our conversation, because we talked about so many interesting travel destinations. We talked about your friend Oscar T in Venezuela, Shanghai, Asia. Tell me about this festival you went to in South Korea, the land of the kimchi. How was that experience? And you also know my good colleague, Toshiki Tanisaki as well. It's actually how we bumped into each other. So a lot of, did you like the Asian aesthetic? Please just tell me about Asia for a bit.
Okay, cool. Okay, my interest in Asia started when I was a kid, back in 1998. When I was exposed to the Nintendo, because my aunt had a Nintendo, and then we play all these games on the Nintendo, and I was like, damn, this stuff's cool, And then like she had all these Nintendo cartridges, but from Japan, and all the games were in Japanese. So I was like, flip, these games are cool, but I can't understand what the hell, because I remember playing, there was a game called Captain Tsubasa.
Oh, wow.
And it was a soccer game, Captain Tsubasa. And this game, I was like addicted to this game. And I was like, because back in 1998, all the games that were released in South Africa, the graphics were shitty as hell.
Yeah.
Like 1998, like TV games and stuff, like the graphics were horrible.
It was pixelated. It was more about symbolism. The shapes had to look cool. Everything was shapes, and you found your imagination did the rest of the work.
Exactly, And then when I played this Nintendo version of Captain Tsubasa, like the pixelated graphics were way better than the stuff we were getting in South Africa.
And the cartridge artwork looked incredible, but the game looked nothing like it.
Exactly, because it was like a little boy that was on the cartridge, But it was impressive, and that's what sparked my interest in like Japan. I was like, yo, Japan has all this dope technology. At the time, they were way ahead of the world, because they at the time, like, everybody had to get a Technics hi-fi, because the Technics hi-fi was the hi-fi to get. It was the quality one and everything. And then my sister got a Technics hi-fi.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
when my sister got this hi-fi, I was like, it sparked my interest into music that time. And then I was like, whoa, Technics hi-fi, turntables,
gosh.
different LPs. And then I started
Were you
collecting
ever able to
records.
connect the Technics Hi-Fi to your TV?
At the time, no, because I was still a little kid.
Oh man,
But
that
then
was like I felt like the man when I figured out how to do that. Then I played video games using stereo sound. I was like a pimp, bro.
oh snap, that's boss, yes. Because I only figured that out when I got to, like, when I turned like 10 years old, and then I
Right.
figured out, okay, no, the Technics Hi-Fi has an aux input and stuff like that. Because in 1998, I was only 8 years old. I was flipping still a kid,
Got you.
because I was born in 1990. So
Oh
yeah.
wow.
But yeah, like, all the technology coming from Japan sparked my interest, and that's what introduced me also into anime. Because in 1999 already, we had Dragon Ball Z, before it came out on SABC2. Because SABC2 was the main channel for Dragon Ball Z back in those
Yo
days.
TV
And
dub 5 p.m.
and things like that. But me and my cousins, we had Dragon Ball Z before it even reached South African TV,
How did you
because
get it?
we had a homie that was in the UK. And that guy would go to the UK and get the tapes for us. That time it was still cassette.
Wasn't it like
And
satellite TV as well? You only the super rich had it, and you had to have a huge satellite in your backyard to get the signal.
Yeah.
I think just before
to get the
DSTV.
signal.
And if you had
Just
only the
before
super rich, the upper echelon of people used to have those. So
people
if
would
you're
have
lucky to
that.
visit a friend who had it and they had like 5 channels, or I think something like 20 channels, and would be like, yo, this is like next level living.
Yeah, like cheese boy.
Yeah. And then it would rain and it would have no signal.
No signal. But yeah, man, those were the days, and then, like, I got hooked onto anime. I started loving anime, and then, like, I don't know, like, I just had an interest for Asia. Then I started, like, because I also love Hong Kong as well, because at the time Hong Kong was like this new place that was like bustling and stuff, and like in terms of fashion as well, there was dope fashion that was coming out of Hong Kong and out of Tokyo. So I was addicted to like all these different elements of fashion, technology, music, art.
And it had an aesthetic, because at that time, even on TV and even in the games, even in the movies, there was this amazing allure out of that place. I think it's also in the movie Ghost in a Shell. Ghost in the Shell came out.
Correct.
And that movie, the setting is a sub-futuristic Hong Kong. And at that time, it was just like unbelievable. And then Sony PlayStation came out, and there were these there were certain games where you'd be in like a futuristic sort of Hong Kongy like world. Ridge Racer was also kind of like it, and you'd have this gorgeous female character. You never knew much about her, but you were interested. You were just like, yo, I need to visit this town where she lives. I have to be there. So at least that was my story. That's how they got me hooked. Like,
nice.
Offered me action, romance, mystery, everything. I was like, yeah. In the game, I was like somebody. I was that guy. Like, so
that nice one, nice. Yeah, but like my interest started with Japan. That's where it started. Like, Japan sparked it off for me, and like it's one of my childhood dreams to go to Japan. Because I really want to go there. Because I've got friends that live in Nagoya, so I would like to meet them. Because I met those friends while I was in Korea. So it's quite dope. And the way I
save up on your XRP, you'll get there.
Most thanks,
anyone who says they want to visit Japan, I'm proof of it. Keep focused on it. It'll happen sooner or later.
Thank you. Away, most definitely. Away. So the way I landed up in Korea was I was in Barcelona for the Primavera Music Festival. And while I was at the music festival, I met the organizers of this music festival in Korea, and the music festival was called the Zendari Music Festival.
Oh, wow.
And I met these guys, and then I just introduced myself. I introduced myself. I said I'm from South Africa. I'm a DJ producer, and I play a mixture of house music, dubstep, and UK garage house. So it's a mixture of genres. And then we kept in touch when I got back to South Africa from Barcelona. And then they invited me over to Korea to perform there after they did more research into my profile and saw that I was an actual artist releasing music on Spotify and not just some random guy that they just bumped into at the music festival, you see. And then, yeah, man, when I went that side, it was crazy, man. I met a lot of South Africans in Seoul. I was surprised. I didn't even know about Korea when I got there. Like, I knew nothing about Korea. So I was thrown in the deep end when I got there. I didn't even know how to say hello.
Yeah.
And basically, hello, there was annyeong haseyo. So I had to
Annyeonghaseyo,
learn that.
Or annyeong hashimika if you want to be extra polite. Wow.
Yeah, I had to learn that. And for some reason, I had to learn how to use metal chopsticks while I was there.
Yeah.
Like that threw me for a curveball because like
Yeah.
with normal chopsticks, bamboo chopsticks I can eat with. But these metal ones, they were flipping tough as hell, dude.
Yeah, so it's due to cultural reasons. Long time ago, the royalty used to use metal chopsticks because it could check if the food had been poisoned because it would change color.
Oh.
And then that culture just remained. It became the standard. And it's a bit better for the environment as well.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I was in the restaurant, bro. I was on the restaurant.
Wow, what are these? Then they offer you the kimchi and things, and you're like, what do I do?
I was literally on YouTube in the restaurant watching tutorials how to use these metal chopsticks.
Wow.
And everybody in the restaurant was looking at me like I was weird or something. I was like,
then you get the metal tray, and then you're like, are we in prison? Why is this a metal tray? It's also because during the Great Korean War, that culture of serving food became the norm, and it just continued. Even some of the dishes that you have now, they were taught by the US military, and it just continued. There's even one called, I forgot the name, but it's called like soldier food. And it was based off of a mixture of rations and Korean cuisine. Because Korean culture, it's got a story to it. Things aren't just there for no reason. Everything is got a historical significance. Yeah.
Oh, are you referring to that one where it's like spam and like ramen and like everything?
You know it. That's the one. I think gamjatang, maybe. It's called soldier food. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I didn't try it though when I was there. Yeah. Oh, most definitely. Okay, cool, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to take up your whole night. I want to thank you so much for the conversation. I think we'll leave it just there. And viewers, if you enjoyed this, please request a part 2. Killer K would always love to have you on again. Would you any last things you'd like to add before we finish this broadcast?
I would say nothing. I would say everybody just keep safe, guys. Yeah. Wear your mask, wash your hands, stay safe, and just be cool, man. Yeah.
Guys, definitely give this a rewatch. He definitely shared some gems on XRP, XUM. Please check out his NFT. I'm going to try to put details for that in the description. And you've got to check out his music. He was at the Primavera Festival. He was also at the Zendari Festival in South Korea. And I think we'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, guys. See you guys. Peace.